Hey, what's going on, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and today I'm going to share with you 5 things you should know about this incredibly powerful alignment with the combination of the 12/21 solstice and also the December 22nd full moon. This is a reading for those 2 days, this time period and the energy I sense right about now. Okay? The major theme right now, you're probably already feeling it. It's like we're all being prepared in whatever way necessary to help us sort of bust into the new year, into probably a new significant chapter or even book of your life story. Major closings of the past, all that will conflict with this new version of you. It can be exciting, it can be scary, it can be emotional, it can be healing, it can be maddening, it can be everything. And all of it, all at once. So it's a very, very important and powerful time, and I feel very excited about this particular reading because it really is, it's just a very positive one, very positive implications, and I'm anxious to get into the video right now. Before I do, let me just say, if you're new to my YouTube channel, let me give you a sincere welcome and just say I feel very honored to be sharing to people who resonate with this path that we all are sharing and on together, okay? Because I know it takes courage and strength, so I commend you for your work, my friend. As a gift I have made for all of my subscribers is a free guided MP3 meditation. I made it myself. It's specifically for people who are going through an awakening process, and it'll help you with a lot of different things like healing yourself and getting into your alignment with your true core self, etc. So if you're interested in that free MP3, go ahead and check it out down below. There's a link at the top of the description box and also at the top comment. I normally post it as well. And with that said, welcome, my friends, to almost a new year. See you inside. Number 1 is you might feel like you're heading into the deep unknown. If you feel that way, it's probably because you actually are. And that's not a bad thing, even though it can be a bit nerve-wracking. You might notice there's some big endings in your life, as well as the birthing of ideas about big, bold beginnings sort of going on parallel to this. Like, for example, it was over the past few months I wrapped up I was doing one-on-one awakening coaching for quite a long time, and I just had my last call yesterday, in fact, and that was a big ending for me. That was a big part of my financial income. That was like my career, aside from just the YouTube. YouTube isn't really how I support myself. It was with this coaching. But I feel inspired to delve into the deep unknown, into these retreats and giving seminars and talks and writing books and doing all this other stuff that's a little bit unfamiliar to me. But that's just an example of big endings, pretty large-scale endings, and also big, exciting beginnings. Another example I noticed is with my personal trainer, Elliot. He's like the top dog trainer at Lifetime Fitness. He's like the #1 trainer of the whole franchise of Lifetime Fitness. And he's really been set. He's got a good career, a good life, a lot of respect, but he felt called to go into the deep unknown. And him and his wife are starting this new gym and business and so forth. And we had our last session with him just 2 days ago, last Tuesday. And he was talking about how it's like a bittersweet ending. He's excited for the future. It's not so much solid. He hopes for the best. He feels it's the right thing to do. Yada, yada. You guys know what I'm talking about. So if you feel that way, it's okay. Your awakening will bring you through actually multiple cycles like this, because we just keep doing this over and over, shedding the old, uplifting ourselves into the new, and on and on and on it goes. Well, right now is sort of a big climactic sort of experience of that. And my advice to you, having gone through many of these big shifts in my day, is to, and I'm gonna use the words I just heard from a new friend of mine, Joshua Wilson. He said to me, Victor, sometimes it's wise to recognize when you're just operating from your reptilian brain. Your reptilian brain is the fight or flight, wants to control, wants to feel safe. And the reptilian brain can be heavily triggered when your reality, your world, your careers, your relationship, your life situation is not at all stable. Your mind can't control. It has no idea what's going on. So the reptilian brain can sometimes come in and make you feel very afraid, very insecure, very unsafe. And he just said, Victor, it's good just to be aware of when that's happening and just know it's just a reptilian brain. There's a use for it, but right now is not the time for that to be really heavily relied upon, because it just brings us into the fear vibration and makes our transition, which is ultimately extremely positive, scary and rocky, unnecessarily. So he said, Vic, when you recognize you're in the reptilian brain, just see it for what it is, and see it for what it is. Just ignore it. Don't feed into it. Don't look at it like it's legitimate concerns you need to be aware of. Just stay in the now. Observe the reptilian mind. And the more you can look with an observing eye rather than an interpreting eye, the less of an effect it'll have on you. And then you can actually revel and enjoy this thrilling and beautiful unfoldment that you're now on and that you've created for yourself. Number 2, as a result of these big endings, once you let go of something big, usually, at least for me, there's a downtime where I find myself thinking like, dude, what the heck? What did you do? You let go of this. It seems so, synchronistic at the time. And here you are without it, and nothing new. You're just sort of in this stagnant, limbo, scary, unnerving, unknown type of void-like energy. And it's like, what was I doing? What was I doing? But that's usually short-lived and replaced by new ideas. So number 2 is downloading your map. One step, one piece at a time. You won't just be given a whole entire outline of your next 10 years in a dream. No, but you'll get these ideas that'll have a certain quality. They will resonate with you. They will light you up and excite you in the moment. Sometimes these ideas, when you think about them later in the day, they can make you feel kind of afraid because they seem maybe bold and uncharacteristic of you. What I would invite you to do if you're getting these downloads, which I bet a lot of you are, especially if you're going through this transition, is take notes. I got this notebook just full of notes, man. I was feeling exactly as I described like last week, very stagnant, very just not really, I was anxious to get started because I let go of so much. Like, okay, I have the time now. I want to get started and build out this security in this new thing, but it just wasn't coming. I was getting nothing, and even though I would try to force it, I was getting nowhere. I knew it. I knew I was trying to create from a fear energy and just of the mind. But eventually, as time went on, I'd start getting these awesome ideas, and I would take them down I'd write them down in my notebook, and then the next morning I'd sort of map them out. And it's not the whole idea, it's not the whole map, but it's pieces, and they're coming quick. So if you're having that happen, let me just tell you, those ideas will literally change your life. If you can sort of organize them and then build a plan to carry them out in your life, even if it takes you a little bit of time, those are the seeds of your new life, your new chapter, your new era. So take notes. Number 3, just so you can carry out your new chapter and era to the best of your soul's potential ability, you might be going through a heart cleansing. When I came upstairs the other day, my wife listens to shaman type of music nonstop, 24/7, same 10 songs. One of them, and I can't roll my R, so forgive me, but it's like limpia corazón. It means cleaning your heart. What I'm implying by this, you might have difficult, old, really old, I wrote down the word yucky energies sort of in your heart space coming up to the surface to be cleansed and released. So don't be alarmed if you have if you've had, maybe not so much now, maybe this is probably in the past. I feel it more so in the last couple of weeks and not so much now, but I had a few days where I felt really yucky, really just sad, depressed, sort of hopeless, for no reason, really just down on myself, really just not confident in myself, kind of disconnected from my truth of who I am, and I felt swallowed up by my ego identity, which is of course very limited and fearful and defensive and all that kind of stuff. And it was really tough. And I had a couple of friends go through very similar type of experiences. And when this happens, it can make you feel like your life is over. Like there's no good that's ever going to come to you. You're just stuck. You're in this abandoned wasteland devoid of any sort of spiritual connection whatsoever. And it's like, oh my goodness, how am I going to manage? And then You're just not like that anymore. It's gone. You're healed. Sometimes there's a breakthrough or an epiphany or an insight, or sometimes you wake up and those energies are just gone. And that's what I want to let you know. There's nothing you have to do during these times. The mind will want to figure it all out. Why do I feel this way? How do I get out of it? How do I shift? Nothing's happening. In those times, those days, they don't usually last that long. It's just best to be. Just, okay. All right, whatever. And if you can just be present, or not even, you can't fail. It's these energies are just coming up and leaving. And they're going to leave whether you cling to them or not. It's a cleansing. It's a grace of your awakening, of the ascension, of the new energies here. They're healing you. But sometimes the healing process itself is not fun. And you feel it. And it can kind of mess with your mood, mess with your days here and there. What I invite you to do during these times is to not label it. Don't try to figure it out. Just let it be. And remind yourself, I've been through these before. You all have, I have hundreds of times. And what always happens? You always end up feeling better than ever, seeing the precise value of those crummy couple of days, and you're like, I'm so grateful for those crappy days, because now I feel so good. And I wouldn't feel this good if I didn't go through that, if I didn't let go of that. But I'm telling you, just let it happen. Let it unfold. You set the momentum going so strong already. Sometimes all you gotta do is just let it roll, man, and let it heal. Number 4, there's always a beautiful and much welcomed reunion with you, yourself. Once you purge out these energies, it's like, you remember who you are. You remember that I'm not that. Not at all. I'm this powerful force of spirit energy, now unburdened, untangled from my past, free to express myself. And there's nothing more joyful and amazing than that. I'll give an example of someone I know very dearly who this played out for beautifully. My wife. She went to a ceremony not too long ago, an ayahuasca ceremony, and she had the intentions of releasing certain things. I'm not going to get into the details, it's not important. And she went in there, and then the whole message was, the whole theme was that you wanting to release these energies and push them away and transcend them, it's not a matter of all that work. It's a matter of remembering who you are. And when you remember who you are, you just know you're not that. So you naturally stop identifying with it, hence giving it no power, severing whatever momentum it had, and you watch it as it just fades and dies away like a puff of smoke dissipating into nothingness. And all that's left is you and your radiant self. This is a time to come into a much fuller alignment of your truth, who you are, what you and your soul came to represent and express and share with the world, so that when you go on this new chapter, you're firing on all cylinders. Number 5, even with all that transformation going on, you might find when it comes time to put that pen to paper, metaphorically speaking, starting to take that first step of practical action on your new life journey, we can once again freeze up. This is not the same thing as big blocks being lifted. This is more of just the generalized resistance that all creators face. Stephen Pressfield has an amazing book called Do the Work, I believe it's called. And he uses a writer as a metaphor, and he talks about how every morning, doesn't matter what you do, anytime you do anything good for yourself, whether you want to join a gym, or you want to go back to college, or you want to start writing a book or a blog or a YouTube channel, whatever it is, there's the resistance. There's the ego. There's the critic that never has anything positive to say or encouraging or helpful, oftentimes not even logical, but it's there. And many people, even with all this momentum, they can find themselves like stopping. And they're stopping for what seems to be a logical reason. Well, I'm blocked. There's all this resistance. I'm not in the state of mind where what I'm going to do, I'm not going to be able to do a good job feeling this way, so I'm going to wait. And then you wait, you put it away, and you feel a little better. You go for a run, you come back. But when you get that pen in your hand, it's back. Number 5, after that long introduction, very important, is this. Just start writing. You'll break through. Almost every time, and when I'm driving up to the Red Rocks here, even though I love to do this, I feel the passion. I downloaded the script here and I'm ready to share it, and I feel so amazing when I make these videos. When I'm driving, I experience the resistance. And in the past, earlier in my YouTube channel, I would like get really mad and say, well, I can't make a video today. I can't make forward progress on my dreams today because of this resistance that I'm giving so much power. I've learned little tricks, and so has Stephen Pressfield, many other really prolific creators out there. You just got to start writing. I know that if I can just get here, doesn't matter how I feel, and just start talking to you, the camera, maybe 3 or 4 minutes of ego stuff, and I turn it off and I turn it back on, but I break through. I tap in with action. It's not the other way around. A lot of us want to be tapped in so we feel comfortable taking action. I'm saying you don't have to. Just start writing. Trust me. When you do, and you get into your flow, because whatever your ego is telling you you shouldn't do, it's actually something you really want to do, and you know that, you love it. And once you start doing it, you remember, oh my God, I love this. Oh my God, Victor, I love making videos. That's gone. Now I'm in the flow. Now I'm in the zone. Now I feel great. But it can be tricky in the beginning, so please just take my advice. If you resonate with this anyways, just start writing. Just start taking action and watch as you connect and remember who you are, and remember your gifts, remember your genius that is just begging you to let it out for the world to see and experience and benefit from. Okay, my friends, I really enjoyed talking to you. I got to bounce. I got to get ready. I'm going on a trip back home to Michigan to see the family for Christmas. Got a busy few days ahead of me. I was happy to get this video out. I hope you're all doing phenomenal. I feel so good about this time. I feel so good about 2019. So many things, so many inspired souls like yourself are feeling the itch to start putting themselves out there, and the implications for the world and the collective are just mesmerizing and beautiful, and I couldn't do it without you, and we're all in this together. I wish you well, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you for watching. Peace.